Greek referendum on the eurozone. The Greeks today announced they were going to vote. Or the Greek politicians who got Greece into this mess by lying to their people indicated there was going to be a vote on taking the next bailout package. And when we think about the eurozone and the crisis at the moment with the Greeks, I think a lot of us were saying at the beginning, the Greeks have been profligate, they faked their statistics, that's how they got into the eurozone, and so they're the only ones to blame. Now, there is no excuse for continuing to run deficits and running down your manufacturing industries so you can't really work your way out of it by being productive. But the response of some people is to just say, let's cut the Greeks loose, let them leave the eurozone. And that's not really the best strategy. I mean, going bankrupt doesn't necessarily mean leaving the eurozone. In fact, staying in the euro is good, because if you can't print your own money, that is probably one of the strongest restraints against fiscal profligacy. However, some Germans are saying, well, why should we keep propping up the Greeks? So let's do a little thought experiment. Let's think about what would happen if Greece and perhaps Italy and Spain, or let's hope it doesn't come to that, if they left the eurozone. So let's say the weak countries, let's call them that for now. Okay, let's say we know that interest rates on euro bonds, well, they're different across countries, but one reason the euro is kept low is because people don't have confidence in places like Greece. And so you could argue that the euro is essentially undervalued compared to other currencies. Okay, if it's undervalued, what are the implications of that? The Germans have, for most of the last few decades, been very productive as a result of the way their economy runs, as a way of some austerity that doesn't get a lot of press, unlike the whingers in some other countries. So Germany has been very productive, and the fact that the euro is undervalued has actually made the Germans extra competitive. One, they're productive. Two, the euro is held lower by weak countries such as Germany and to recently Portugal and Ireland, and maybe coming up soon Cyprus. Okay, let's say those countries leave. The weak countries leave the euro. What's going to happen? The euro will be a stronger currency because the remaining economies have some credibility. Stronger currency gets bid up. Okay, so that means the exchange rate of the euro would become stronger against other currencies. If it's stronger against other currencies, the Germans will suffer. Yes, they're productive, but they will no longer be competitive. A lot of what Germany's been able to make in the last few years has been due to the fact that the exchange rate has reflected an average of people's assessments of the various economies in the eurozone. If the bad economies were to leave, the remaining economies would have their currency, the remaining euro, bid up, and Germany would suddenly find itself not as competitive with its products. That's something to ponder. Leaving aside financial institution contagion, simple ability to sell into the world market is something that the Germans would have some difficulty with if Greece left. That's why it's imperative to sort the Greek mess out. Now, fumbling around like the Europeans usually do is probably not the right strategy. Let the Greeks go bankrupt by all means. Going bankrupt will allow them to rebuild from scratch. Leaving the eurozone is going to be a mess. Now, imagine you're a Greek and you've got a loan in euros, and suddenly you're earning drachmas that are worth a lot less. There would be such a run on the banks that the Greek banking system would collapse. Leaving the euro is not an option. Bankruptcy, however, makes the most sense. And if French and German banks have to wear it, sucked in. You guys invested in Greece. Enough for now.